first thing you think about when you think about the Ottoman Empire? Farming. Sure, your teacher goes on and on about the Ottoman Empire and Istanbul and Mehmet the Conqueror and the Janissaries and the Devshirme. But the Ottoman Empire was not only one of the longest lasting empires in history, it was one of the best farming empires in history. I'm talking about wheat, watermelon, hazelnuts, apples, olives. Wait, what? Tax farming? The hell is tax farming? Today's illustrative example is tax farming? What up? I'm Ben Freeman from FREEMANPEDIA.com, where I try to piece together AP World Modern to people like you all over the world. But alas, sometimes there's just not enough stuff out there, so I gotta make it myself. And that's where we here at Illustrative Examples step in. This week is another special event. I polled over 6,000 AP World History teachers. Yeah, we all talk to each other to see what topic they want covered the most. And the winner was farming. Sorry, the winner was tax farming in the Ottoman Empire. But it's way too early for me to be randomly throwing words at you like iltizam or multizam. Let's get some context. If you came up to me on the street and randomly started talking to me about tax farming, you would not like my reaction. You can't just randomly take two words like tax and farm and put them together and expect me to know what you're talking about. Warm me up first. Give me some context. Put the idea of Ottoman tax farming into the global historical context. It's the Star Wars crawl. All of the Star Wars main films start with some background to the story at the beginning. This eases you into the story while reminding you what's going on in the overall plot of Star Wars, and then sends you off to the movie you're watching. You need to do this in your essays. Hook the reader by describing the broader historical context relevant to the topic of the question. Okay, 1 minute on the clock. No problem today, I got this one. This is a very specific topic. It's even totally encapsulated within one empire. Doesn't span a ton of units or trade routes. It's literally just in the Ottoman Empire. Honestly, I don't even need the clock today. I don't even know why you're here. You're not necessary. But I mean, it's already there, so I'll just run it for fun. AP World History Modern second period spans from 1450 to 1750. And in that time period, they break it down into 2 units. But today we don't care about Unit 4. We're focusing on Unit 3, the land empires. These are the empires that will go on to shape the regions they dominate for centuries after this era. But wait a minute. Which empires do they mean for Unit 3? I found 9. Songhai, Aztec, Inca, Tokugawa, Ottoman, Safavid, Mughal, Manchu, Russia. All of these empires have long since fallen, but their cultural and historical impact remain. Unit 3 divides itself into 3 subsections. 3.1, Empires Expand. This one's all about the establishment and growth of the land-based empire. 3.2, Administration. This is how all those massive empires are run. And 3.3, Belief Systems. This one's all about belief systems. But today we want to focus on 3.2, administration. And not just in general, we want to focus in on one empire in particular. Today, that's the Ottoman Empire, and how it administers its massive empire. And I'm not playing favorites here, but the College Board is. The Ottoman Empire is the most mentioned land empire in the College Board CED. I counted. The Ottoman Empire is mentioned twice as much as the next most mentioned land empire, Russia. Hell, the word Ottoman is even used more than the word contextualization in the entire CED. So the Ottomans are kind of a big deal. And to run such a large empire, you need a reliable source of revenue. The Ottoman system was known as tax farming, in which the government auctioned off the right to collect taxes to the highest bidder. Stupid timer. Definitely did it that time, right? Did I? I'm starting to think it might never happen. It really shouldn't be this difficult, right? Maybe I should auction off the contextualization portion of these videos to the highest bidder for someone who can guarantee do it under a minute. That's what the Ottoman sultans would do. But seriously, keep it short and make sure you're exploring the greater historical context of your topic. Enough context, let's get to the example. The Ottoman Empire was massive. Not only was it massive, it's also incredibly diverse. So how do you even tackle collecting tax revenue from this large and diverse a population? Well, the Ottomans used an innovative system known as the iltizam. Scary word, right? Am I saying that right? Iltizam? Probably not. Everyone in comments says I say everything wrong, so. There's a lot of sources out there on the iltizam, and sometimes they vary on where the iltizam actually began. Some say Mehmet kicks down the door in 1453 and just institutes it right then. Others say it was a Byzantine thing or it was an Abbasid thing. Regardless, the iltizam is what's known in economics as a tax farm. A tax farm is simply the idea where the state auctions off the right to collect taxes from the masses to the highest bidder. The person who wins the auction, this third party, is known as the farmer. The farmer then pays an agreed upon amount to the Ottoman government. Then the farmer goes out and collects revenue on behalf of the Ottoman government. So, how does the Ottoman government afford things like this, Or this? Tax farming. So why does the Ottoman Empire use this system at all? Well, it definitely has some benefits. One, it's beneficial to both the Ottoman government and the farmer. The Ottoman government gets a direct infusion of cash at the beginning of the year from the auction, to fund armies and build architecture and, what empires do. And for the Ottoman government, the beauty is this money is guaranteed regardless of economic downturn, natural disaster, invasion, Safavid attack, and the money is guaranteed to the Ottoman government up front. Now, the farmer also sees benefits. In the best of times, the farmer can get up to 5 times their initial investment by going out and overtaxing the people. A second benefit of the Iltizam was that it actually encouraged more trade. The more trade coming into the empire, the more revenue there is out there for the tax farmer to collect. Third benefit, you don't need this giant bloated bureaucracy to be collecting taxes all over the empire. The farmer is going to pay you to do it. Genius. The fourth benefit, depending on your source, this was already in place anyway, so you just kind of roll in and meet the new boss, same as the old boss. We're going to collect taxes the way the Byzantines were doing it, the way the Abbasids were doing it, so it's not really that big of a shakeup economically. All right, this thing wasn't perfect though. There's definitely some flaws. The biggest downside here, sustainability. Governments generally want long-term growth to sustain the economy of the empire for decades to come. But you're a tax farmer and you paid all this money at auction and you need to get your money ASAP to get the quickest return on your investment. And those two views of the economy are very different and can lead to very different outcomes. So when your teacher's asking you how rulers of the land-based empires generated revenue in order to forward state power and expansion, put on some overalls, grab some farming equipment, and break them off some knowledge about the Ottoman Empire's system of tax farming. Okay, enough farming. Let's see if there's any real examples of Ottoman tax farming from past exams. Okay, so no, it doesn't. But the idea of taxation does show up several times, but tax collection in the land-based empires does not. But this one is right to be used on an exam, seeing as tax collection systems is one of the 3 things you need to know about the administration of land-based empires. Plus, they give you 4 illustrative examples to choose from. But you've chosen tax farming, so just use that one. Or not. Google Zamindar, go with that. I don't care, it's your life. Too long? Didn't watch? Let me wrap it up for you. I'm an idiot and thought that this was literally about farming in the Ottoman Empire. I ruined the contextualization again by rambling on and on and on, as I do. We zeroed in on 3.2, administration of the land-based empires, specifically the Ottoman Empire, and more specifically, how the Ottomans collected taxes. How'd they do it? Tax farming! What is tax farming? Auctioning off the right to collect taxes to local elites for a set price and have them collect it for you. Were there examples on past exams? Tax questions? Yes. Tax farming questions? No. Okay, thanks again for watching. Once again, I'm Ben Freeman from FREEMANPEDIA.com. I think these are getting better, right? People have said the sound was weird or the video's weird. I'm trying to work on the lighting. The light went out in the middle of this. Olive wasn't barking this time, so that seems better. Tell me in comments. I tried to work on the sound. People are saying the sound is off. Again, I'm a real teacher, so this is all new to me. I'm doing other things and then trying to do this as well. So hopefully this is helpful. This was the most requested topic by your teachers, or the 6,000 plus teachers that I polled. So hopefully this was all the tax farming stuff that you were after. So again, if you have any constructive criticism, please tell me. That's where I got this too long didn't watch section from. It's just people were like, hey, we'll kind of wrap it up at the end, maybe the key stuff we should take away. So I added it in. You tell me, say it down in comments below. All right, good luck on the exam in May, and I will see you next time.